guys, welcome back to another video. Alright, so during the week some persons asked me to do some basic videos, and requests came in to do rice and peas. So I'm going to be doing rice and peas. Someone also asked me if I had any training in cooking, and the answer is no. I've never been to a culinary school. I just love to cook, and I just decided to experiment with food and watch videos to get ideas. So I've never been to a culinary school. Alright, so today I am going to be doing some rice and peas. Alright, we all cook differently, but this is how I'm going to be doing the rice and peas to get some nice flavor in it. Alright, so for the rice and peas, what we're going to do, this is 1 1/4 cup of red peas. I soaked it in water from overnight. When the peas absorb the water, it swells and it allows the peas to cook quicker. I don't like to use a pressure cooker, so this method works for me. This can also be pressured to cook in a shorter period of time, so if that works for you, fine. Alright, so over here I have some grated coconut, of course, country girl style, modern days, so you can use your tin milk, like the tin coconut milk or the powdered coconut milk, but I like the natural flavor of the coconut juice. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use 1 1/2 cups of warm water to squeeze this. What the warm water does, it helps to release the flavor and all that juice and fat from the coconut. So over here, these are the additional ingredients that I have. I have 2 1/2 cloves of garlic, and I crush them just a little bit. The garlic is going to go with the peas in the water. I currently have 4 cups of water on the stove boiling. What the garlic does, it gives the food flavor, and it also helps to tenderize the peas. I have a stalk of scallion here. I have some thyme here. I have rosemary. Trust me, if you try this in your rice and peas, it's gonna be amazing. It helps to bring out the flavor of the other ingredients and itself too. Rosemary can be overpowering, so you have to know what to do. I'm using 2 small onions because I do not have any medium onions, so this is 2 small onions. Can't have rice and peas without scotch bonnet pepper. Can't have rice and peas without ginger. And you will learn as we go along how these ingredients work in the rice and peas. Of course, I have some pimento berries here, 2 cubes of vegetable bouillon, and I'm going to use half of this butter here just to add a little bit more flavor. And of course, the good old organic sesame oil. You will see what I will do with this as we go along. So for now, I'm going to add the peas and the garlic to the water that is already boiling over there. Alright guys, so I forget to mention the time that I was cooking the peas for. So because I soak the peas, it takes a less time to cook. But peas differs, right? So when you're cooking the peas, it depends on the texture of the peas. In Jamaica, we say when the peas is tough, it takes long to cook. Alright, but once you add water, it allows the peas to soak, it will take a less time to cook. So that has been cooking for approximately 20 minutes. The peas is tender, not soft. So when you're cooking rice and peas, if you're going to add coconut milk to it, you don't want to cook the peas until it's extremely soft. You want to cook it till it's tender. Because when you add the milk to it, because you have to cook the milk good in the peas, the milk will continue to cook that peas. So by peas is cooked, this is the coconut milk that I was telling you about that I'm going to do. So this actually comes from the trash that I grated from the coconut, and I'm going to be adding the ginger to that. So the ginger, of course, it helps to add spice, but coconut milk is a thing like this. If you don't cook it good and if you don't add ginger to it, it can cause upset stomach, right? Can give you diarrhea in plain language. So that's what I'm going to do now. For the other vegetables, I'm going to be sauteing them in a tablespoon of sesame oil, and follow me as we go along. So let's go to the peas and the milk. Alright guys, so this is the peas that I was telling you about, and I'm going to be adding, this is approximately 2 cups of coconut milk. Initially I said I was going to use 1 1/2 cup, but the coconut has rich milk, the milk was rich, so I added a little bit more to it. So that's what I'm doing here, and I'm going to add the ginger to that now, and I'm going to allow this to continue cooking for another 15 to 20 minutes. Remember, the coconut milk has to cook properly in the peas. So I'm going to be preparing the rest of the herbs to put in this. So let's go there. Alright guys, so over medium heat you want to put the saucepan on there, and I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of the sesame oil. Now I'm using the sesame oil because it is actually fragrant, really nice. You can use whatever oil you have for this. So 1 tablespoon of the sesame oil in this. And to that I'm going to add the onions and the scallion. We can call the scallion in green onions, but it's really the same thing. So I'm going to be adding them. So why I'm sauteing them is because it helps to release the flavor from the onions and the scallion. So that's what I'm doing right here. And this, I am going to be adding it to the coconut milk and the peas. The thing with sesame oil is that when you're cooking with sesame oil, you can't allow it to burn. If you allow the sesame oil to burn, it's gonna give it like a really bad taste. So you have to be careful with the sesame oil. Trust me, this smells really good. Tony said it smells good. Yeah, I know Tony, it smells really good. So I'm doing this until at least the onion is translucent. And this smells really lovely. And you can chop them smaller if you desire. This will do for me. So this is this little situation that I have going on here. Just gonna stir this around for a few more seconds, and then I'm going to turn this pot over into the coconut milk and the peas. I'm flavoring the pot for the rice. Alright, so this is done, and I'm going over to the peas. Alright, so I'm adding the spring onions and the onion to the rice. Right, so I just add the onion and the scallion with the sesame oil to the peas and the coconut milk. So this is going to come to a boil, but before that, of course, I'm going to add the thyme and the rosemary to this. I'm going to remove the thyme before I add the rice. I just want the milk with flavor. I'm going to add some pimento berries, and I cut half of the scotch bonnet pepper. So I'm adding all of that to the pot. I will also be adding the vegetable bouillon, and this also adds flavor to the pot. The last thing I'm going to be adding is the salt, and that is not right now. When the flavor starts to infuse into the coconut milk, then I will know if I will need additional salt in the pot. So I'm going to do that. And remember, I'm going to add butter to it, and the butter is salted, not unsalted. So I'm adding the bouillon cube. That's 2 bouillon cubes. And remember, I'm going to be using half of this butter. So the butter. So I'm going to allow all of this to cook, and this is going to cook for another 10 to 15 minutes. Alright, so this is the situation here. Okay, so this is the peas, the coconut milk, the butter, the herbs, all the flavors that I added to it. I removed the thyme and the ginger from this. So I have approximately 4 cups of jasmine rice here. I washed it already. I washed till the water ran clear. So I'm going to add this to it. I also added a teaspoon of salt to it because when I tasted it, it needed some salt. So I added the salt to it. So I'm going to be adding the rice now. So once I add the rice, I'm going to turn down the flame to low and allow this to cook. Once the water disappears, I'm going to cover this with a piece of cling wrap. What the cling wrap does, it actually traps the heat and the steam in, and it allows the rice to cook till it's done, really very tender. So I'm just going to mix this around to ensure that the peas and everything is integrated in it. You don't need a lot of water in it, just enough to cover the rice. Alright, so this is what I'm doing here. I already turned down the heat to low, and I'm going to allow this to cook until the water leaves the pot. We'll just see rice, and then I'll cover this with a piece of paper. And of course, I'll show you the finished product and something. Alright people, so remember I said when the water dried out, I'm going to cover it with a piece of cling wrap. So this is the cling wrap here, and I'm removing it now. Oh, that look. I think it looks really good, and it smells good also. So this is my rice and peas, as a matter of fact. Nice distribution of peas, and if you look, you can see some of the scallion, the onion, of course, and it smells lovely. So this is what you're looking for. So if you enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe and share this video for more exciting video. Alright, we want to build the channel, so just subscribe. I'll show you when I assemble my dinner, and I'll see you at dinner. Alright guys, so this is the finishing product of the rice and peas. What it looks like, well seasoned, good distribution of peas. Okay, so this is it. So I'm going to be assembling my dinner now.